Be me. Never knew my father. He left when I was 3 years old, don't even remember his face. Working dead-end retail job, living in shitty apartment with 3 roommates who never clean. Mom raised me alone, worked 2 jobs, barely kept us afloat, but she made damn sure I knew what kind of man he was. Your father was a coward, she'd say every time I asked about him. He ran away the moment things got hard, left us with nothing. Didn't even look back. Grew up hating this man I never knew, imagining him as some monster who destroyed our lives. Mom would tell me stories about how he promised her the world, then vanished like smoke when I was born. You're better off without him, she'd say while counting bills at the kitchen table. I believed her. Every single word. Built this image of him as the villain in our story. Fast forward to when I'm 17, senior year of high school. Things were finally looking up. Got accepted to decent college with partial scholarship. Mom was so proud she cried. Then she got diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. Doctors said 6 months at most. She lasted 4 months, fought like hell, but the cancer was too aggressive. Watched her waste away in that hospital bed, holding her hand while she struggled to breathe. Last thing she said to me was, "Don't become like him. Promise me you'll be better." I promised, then she was gone, and I was completely alone at 18 years old. Funeral was small, just me and a few of her coworkers. Nobody else gave a damn. College didn't happen, couldn't afford it without her income. Scholarship wasn't enough. Spent the next few years spiraling, working random jobs, barely keeping my head above water. Started drinking heavily at 19, would buy cheap vodka and drink until I couldn't feel anything. Met this girl named Sarah at a bar when I was 21. She seemed different, actually listened to me. We dated for 8 months. I thought maybe this was it. Maybe I could build something good. Told her I loved her, wanted to move in together, start a real life. She looked at me with pity in her eyes and said, "You're too broken. I can't fix you." Left me standing in the rain outside her apartment. Didn't even let me explain. Went back to drinking harder, added pills to the mix, anything to numb the pain. Lost my job for showing up drunk, got evicted, slept on friends' couches until they got tired of me. Hit absolute rock bottom at 23, woke up in a hospital after alcohol poisoning. Doctor looked at me like I was already dead and said, "You keep this up, you'll be gone before 30. Something clicked in that moment. Lying in that sterile hospital room all alone. Remembered Mom's face, her last words, the promise I made to her. Checked myself into rehab, cheapest place I could find. Insurance barely covered it. 90 days of hell, withdrawals, group therapy, confronting every demon I'd been running from. Came out clean but lost, had no idea what to do with my life. Just knew. I didn't want to drink, started working construction, brutal work, but it kept me busy, kept my mind occupied, saved every penny I could, lived in a tiny studio apartment, ate rice and beans for months. Slowly started putting my life back together, got promoted to foreman, made decent money, bought a used motorcycle at 27, started taking long rides on weekends to clear my head, met a girl named Jessica at a coffee shop. We clicked immediately. She made me laugh for the first time in years. We dated for a year. Things were good, really good. I thought I'd finally found my person. Proposed to her on her birthday, got down on one knee in front of her family. She said yes. 2 months before the wedding, I came home early and found her in bed with her ex-boyfriend. She cried, begged for forgiveness, said it was a mistake, that she loved me. I packed my things in silence, left the engagement ring on the counter, never spoke to her again. Back to square one, heart shattered. But this time I didn't drink, didn't run. Threw myself into work, took extra shifts, started doing side jobs on weekends. Bought a piece of land outside the city, started building a small house with my own hands. Spent 3 years working on it, every nail, every board, poured everything into this project. Turned 30 last month. House is finally finished. It's small, but it's mine, completely paid off. Started my own contracting business. Got 3 guys working under me. Jobs are steady. Life isn't perfect, but it's stable. I'm clean. I'm healthy. I'm finally okay. Decided to take a long trip on my bike, celebrate this milestone, see the country I'd never explored. Been riding for 2 weeks now, stopping in small towns, meeting random people, feeling free. Pull into this tiny town in Montana, population maybe 500, nothing but farmland and mountains. Spot a small diner on Main Street, the kind of place that's been there since the 50s. Walk in, bell jingles above the door, smells like coffee and bacon. Waitress smiles at me. Sit at the counter, Order black coffee and breakfast. Haven't eaten since yesterday morning. Old man sitting 2 stools down, probably in his 60s, weathered face, calloused hands. He nods at me. I nod back. We sit in silence while the waitress brings our food. He breaks the silence first. That your bike outside, the blue Honda? Yeah, just passing through. Been on the road for a couple weeks now. Must be nice, being young and free, going wherever you want without anything holding you back. Something about his voice sounds sad, like he's talking about something he lost. It's all right. Spent most of my life stuck in one place. Figured it was time to see what's out there. He takes a sip of his coffee, stares out the window at nothing in particular. I used to have a bike, long time ago. Sold it when I needed the money for something important. What did you need the money for? He doesn't answer for a moment, just keeps staring out that window. Made a lot of mistakes when I was young. Thought money could fix them. Turns out some things you can't buy back. We eat in silence for a bit. Something about this old man feels familiar, but I can't place it. You from around here? I ask, trying to make conversation. No, been drifting from town to town for about 30 years now, working odd jobs, never staying too long. That sounds lonely. It is, but it's what I deserve. Punishment for the things I've done, the people I've hurt. He says it so matter of fact, like he's accepted his fate, made peace with his suffering. Everyone makes mistakes, can't punish yourself forever. He laughs, but there's no humor in it, just bitterness and regret. Some mistakes you don't get to move on from. Some people you hurt so bad you lose the right to forgiveness. Waitress refills our coffee. Old man thanks her. She touches his shoulder like she knows his pain. I had a family once, he continues without me asking, like he needs to tell someone. Wife, little boy, we were struggling, but we were happy, or at least I thought we were. What happened? I got scared, that's what happened. Responsibilities piled up, money got tight. I couldn't handle the pressure. His hands are shaking now, gripping the coffee cup, like it's the only thing keeping him grounded. So I left, packed a bag one night while they were sleeping, drove away like a coward, convinced myself they'd be better off without me, that I was doing them a favor by disappearing. My chest tightens. This story is hitting too close to home, bringing up feelings I've buried. That's fucked up, I say, probably harsher than I should. I know, believe me, I know. Spent every day since then hating myself for it. Did you ever try to go back? Try to make it right? He shakes his head slowly, eyes getting wet, but no tears fall. By the time I worked up the courage to go back, she'd moved. No forwarding address, completely vanished. Spent years trying to find them, hired private investigators with money I didn't have. Every lead went nowhere. Gave up eventually. Figured maybe that was the universe telling me I didn't deserve to know them. I'm angry now, thinking about my own father, the coward who left us struggling. My father did the same thing, I say, my voice hard and cold. Left when I was 3, never looked back. My mom raised me alone until she died from cancer. I'm sorry, that must have been hard growing up without him. Hard doesn't even begin to cover it. I grew up hating him, still do, probably always will. The old man is looking at me now, really looking, studying my face like he's trying to memorize it. What if he had a reason? What if he was just young and stupid and scared? Doesn't matter. You don't abandon your kid. You don't leave your wife to struggle alone. No excuse for that. You're right. There's no excuse. Just explanations that don't make it any better. We sit in heavy silence, both lost in our own painful memories. I'd give anything to see my son again, the old man says quietly. Just once, just to tell him I'm sorry that I never stopped thinking about him, that leaving was the worst thing I ever did. What would you even say to him after all these years? I'd tell him the truth, that I was weak, that I ran when I should have stayed and fought. I'd tell him that not a single day went by where I didn't regret my choice, where I didn't wonder what kind of man he became. I'd tell him that I understand if he hates me, that I hate myself too, but I needed him to know I'm sorry. The old man's voice is cracking now, 30 years of pain leaking through. Maybe he doesn't want to hear it. Maybe some apologies come too late. Maybe, but I'd still give anything for the chance, even if he told me to go to hell. I finish my breakfast, signal the waitress for the check, ready to leave this depressing conversation. Where are you headed next? The old man asks. Don't know, that's the beauty of it. No plan, no destination, just riding until something feels right. That must be freeing. It is. First time in my life I'm not running from something or chasing something, just existing. The old man smiles sadly and says, I hope you find what you're looking for out there. I hope you find your son someday, even if it's just to get that apology off your chest. Thank you. That's kind of you to say. I stand up, leave money on the counter, including a generous tip, start heading toward the door. Wait, the old man calls out, his voice urgent, desperate. I turn around, he's standing now too, hands trembling, face pale. What's your name, if you don't mind me asking? I tell him my full name, watch as all the color drains from his face. And your mother's name was? He asks. But he already knows, I can see it in his eyes. I say her name and watch this old man crumble, knees buckling, grabbing the counter for support. That's not possible, he whispers. But he knows it is. We both know it is. My heart is pounding so hard I think it might explode. The diner is spinning. Perhaps your old man is me, he says, his voice breaking on every word. The words hang in the air between us, heavy and terrible and real. Everything stops. The diner fades away. All I can see is this broken old man who might be my father. No, I say, backing toward the door, shaking my head. Please, I know this is impossible. I know you must hate me, but please just let me explain. There's nothing to explain. You're not him. You can't be him. But I know he is. I can see it now. The eyes, the shape of his face, features I see in the mirror. I've been looking for you for 30 years, he says, tears streaming down his face now. Every town I passed through, every face I saw, I hoped it would be you. You left us, I shout, anger exploding out of me like a bomb. You left us with nothing. Do you have any idea what that did to her, what it did to me? I know, and I'm so sorry, I'm so fucking sorry. The waitress is watching us, customers are staring, but I don't care. 30 years of pain is pouring out. Sorry doesn't fix anything. Sorry doesn't bring her back. Sorry doesn't give me back my childhood. You're right. Nothing I say will ever make this right. But please let me try to explain. I should leave. I should walk out that door and never look back. But my feet won't move. I collapse into the nearest booth, head in my hands, whole body shaking. He sits across from me, keeping his distance, giving me space I desperately need. I was 23 when you were born, he starts, voice quiet and broken. Working 2 jobs, barely making enough to keep the lights on. Your mom was struggling too. I felt like I was drowning. Every day the walls closed in a little more, the pressure was crushing me. I started having panic attacks, couldn't breathe, couldn't sleep, felt like I was failing everyone. One night I just broke. Convinced myself you'd both be better off without me dragging you down. So you ran, like a coward, you ran. Yes, I ran, and the moment I drove away I knew I'd made the worst mistake of my life. I turned around 3 times that first night, almost came back, but I was ashamed, terrified. I thought I'd get myself together, make some money, come back and fix everything. But days turned into weeks, weeks into months. I kept putting it off, telling myself I wasn't ready. By the time I worked up the courage to come back, you were gone, moved without a trace. Tears are streaming down my face now, years of anger mixing with confusion and pain. I spent every penny I had trying to find you, hired investigators, tracked down every lead. Your mom was smart though, she disappeared completely, probably knew I'd try to come back. Eventually the money ran out, I was homeless, living on the streets, drinking myself to death. Got sober after a few years, started working again, but I never stopped looking. I traveled from town to town, worked odd jobs, always hoping I'd run into you somehow. Never been with another woman since your mother. Couldn't. Felt like I didn't deserve love. Punished myself every single day. Lived like a monk, existed but never really lived. And now here you are, sitting in front of me, all grown up, and I missed everything. I missed your first day of school, your first bike ride, your graduation, your mother's funeral. I missed watching you become a man, and I'll never forgive myself for that, never. I want to hate him. I've spent my whole life hating him. But looking at this broken old man, I just feel empty. She told me you were a monster, I say, my voice barely above a whisper. She probably believed it too. I made her believe it by leaving. She died hating you, died telling me to never become like you. He flinches like I've struck him, but he doesn't look away, accepts the pain he deserves. I'm glad she's not here to see this, I continue. Cruel words spilling out. She'd be devastated to know her son was sitting here talking to the man who destroyed our lives. I deserve that. I deserve every bit of your anger, your hatred, everything. Do you have any idea what it was like growing up without a father? Watching other kids play catch with their dads while I had nobody? Seeing families together at school events while my mom worked double shifts to keep us fed? I thought there was something wrong with me. Thought I wasn't good enough to make you stay. No, God, no, it was never about you. You were perfect. This was all me, all my weakness. I was young and stupid and scared, but that's not an excuse, just the pathetic truth. We sit in silence for a long time, both crying, both broken in different ways. The waitress brings us water, touches both our shoulders, doesn't say anything. I turned out okay, despite everything. Despite you, I finally say. I can see that. I can see you're strong, stronger than I ever was. I got sober, built a business, bought a house with my own hands, did it all without you. I'm proud of you. I know I have no right to be, but I am. More silence, heavy and suffocating. Years of pain sitting between us. What do we do now? He asks, looking lost and old and tired. I don't know. I don't know if I can forgive you. Might never be able to. I don't expect forgiveness. I don't deserve it. But maybe we could talk, really talk, try to figure out if there's anything worth salvaging here. He nods eagerly, hope flickering in his eyes for the first time. I have a motel room at the edge of town. Been staying there for a few days. Room 12. I'll think about it. I need some time to process this. This is too much. Of course, take all the time you need. I'll be there. I'm not going anywhere. I stand up, legs shaky, feeling like I've been hit by a truck. I can't promise anything. I know. Just the fact that you're considering it is more than I deserve. I leave the diner, get on my bike, ride for hours without any destination. End up at some overlook watching the sunset, thinking about everything. Hate him for leaving, hate him for missing everything, hate him for making mom struggle. But I also see a broken man who's been punishing himself for 30 years. Don't know what to do, don't know what's right. Just know I need answers. Ride back to town as the sun disappears, pull into the motel parking lot, sit on my bike for 20 minutes staring at room 12, debating whether to knock. Finally get off the bike, walk to the door, hand shaking as I raise it to knock. He opens the door before I can, like he's been waiting by it all evening. I'm glad you came. I'm still angry. This doesn't fix anything. I know. We sit in his small motel room, 2 chairs facing each other, talking until 4 in the morning. He tells me everything, every detail of his life since he left, every regret, every failure. I tell him about mom, about her struggle, her death, about my own spiraling and recovery. It's painful, brutal, honest in a way. I've never been with anyone. We meet every day for the next week, talking, crying, slowly building something fragile. He shows me old photos he's kept, pictures of me as a baby that I've never seen. Tells me stories about mom when they were young, before everything fell apart. I see him as a person now, not a monster, just a scared kid who made a terrible choice. Still angry, probably always will be, but the hatred is fading, replaced by something complicated. Tell him about my business, my house, my dreams for the future. He listens like every word is precious, making up for years of silence. Week turns into 2, I cancel my travel plans, keep staying in this small town. We're not there yet, might never be, but it's something. It's a start. I should probably get back on the road soon, I say one morning over coffee. I understand you have a life to get back to, a business to run. What will you do? Keep drifting, I suppose. Keep working odd jobs. It's all I know now. You could come visit sometime, see the house I built, meet the guys who work for me. His face lights up like I've given him the greatest gift in the world. I'd like that. I'd really like that. We exchange phone numbers, promise to stay in touch, both knowing it's fragile, but real. I leave 2 days later, riding away from that small town with more questions than answers. But also with something I didn't have before, a father. Complicated and broken, but real. We talk on the phone every week, awkward at first, but getting easier. He sends me letters, actual handwritten letters, telling me about his days, his thoughts, his regrets. I send him photos of jobs we complete, slowly including him in my life. 4 months pass, we're planning his first visit. He's nervous, excited, scared. Then I get the call from a Montana hospital. He collapsed at work, heart attack. I drive 18 hours straight, barely stopping, racing against time. Arrive at the hospital, doctors tell me he's stable but weak, needs surgery, prognosis uncertain. Sit by his bed. He looks so small and fragile, hooked up to machines, barely conscious. I'm here, I say, holding his hand, something I never thought I'd do. He squeezes my hand weakly, tries to smile, but it comes out as a grimace. I'm sorry, he whispers, the same words he's said 1,000 times. I know you are. Thank you for giving me these months. They were the best of my life. Don't talk like that. You're going to be fine. Surgery is tomorrow. I'm not afraid. I gotta know my son, that's more than I deserved. He survives the surgery, but barely. Complications set in, infections, organ failure. I stay with him for 3 weeks, watching him fade, holding his hand through the pain. We talk about everything, make peace with things that can never be fixed. "You turned out so good," he says one night, morphine making him sleepy. Wish I could have been the father you deserved. You're here now, that counts for something. Tell me about your life, about everything I missed. I want to know it all. So I tell him. Every detail, every struggle, every triumph, filling in 30 years. He listens with tears in his eyes, grieving for the time we lost. Your mother would be so proud of you. I hope so. I tried to keep my promise to her, tried to be better. You succeeded, you're everything I should have been. He dies 3 days later, peacefully in his sleep, me holding his hand, crying like I never thought I would for the father I barely knew. Funeral is small, just me and a few people from the town who knew him. I pay for everything. Buy him a decent plot in a cemetery overlooking the mountains. Headstone is simple, just his name and dates, and one line. He tried to come back. Visit his grave every few months when I'm traveling. Tell him about my life. Still angry sometimes, still sad about everything we lost, but I understand him now. He was just a scared kid who made a terrible mistake, punished himself for 30 years, found me in the end, even if it was too late, even if we only had months. Sitting at his grave now, sunset painting the mountains gold, feeling at peace. I forgive you, I say out loud, meaning it for the first time. I forgive you for leaving, for missing everything, for being human and flawed. I hope you found peace. I hope you're with Mom somehow, making things right. Thank you for coming back. Even if it was 30 years late, thank you for trying. Pour out a little whiskey on his grave, something he would have liked. Good night, sweet prince. Rest easy, old man. You've suffered enough. Get on my bike, ride away as the sun disappears, lighter than I've been in years. Still carry the pain, probably always will, but I carry understanding too. He was my father, complicated and broken and human. And in the end, we got 4 months, which is more than either of us thought we'd have. More than he deserved maybe, but exactly what we both needed. Life goes on, business grows, I meet someone new who makes me smile. But I never forget him, never forget those conversations, those months of healing. Sometimes I catch myself in the mirror and see his eyes looking back. And instead of hatred, I feel something like acceptance, something like peace, my face. When I realize forgiveness isn't about forgetting, it's about letting go. That feel when you understand your parents were just people trying their best and failing. Riding into the sunset, father's voice in my head saying he's proud. Maybe some stories don't get happy endings. Maybe they just get real ones. And real is enough. Real is more than enough. Real is everything.